Do you know somebody who walks like this? Or like this? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to walk. So in this video, I'm going to show you a few techniques that will help build stability, improve your gait, and strengthen your arch at the same time. Now, one of the first things that we have to do is we have to take off our shoes. If we're going to practice walking, we better practice being free and in as natural state as possible. We do that by taking ourselves out of our shoes. Unless you have minimalist shoes, the shoes that you have currently do not have the flexibility needed in order to use your big toe and to engage in the most important factor of this exercise. So the first is to get your feet aligned. Start walking with your big toe aiming forward as far as possible towards your midline, and the midline is the center of the body. So the closer you can get your big toe to that point, that position, the better off your traction will be. With that, you have true stability, and without that, you'll forever waver and have other malignments such as duck feet, a poor posture, and many other symptoms. First is your posture. One must have a solid core, an upright thoracic spine, no lordosis, no leaning forward, no anterior pelvic tilt. You're keeping the core tight, and therefore at the same time what you'd want to do is slightly squeeze the glutes, keep the chest upright. Consider the cue a proud chest. So you're going to keep the chest upright, and again you're going to keep the chin level. Now remember, for every inch that you're forward, you're adding stress onto the overall structure. So the idea is to keep all your joints aligned and stacked on top of each other. The next case is when in movement, one has to move contralaterally. We have a thing in our body called the fascia, which is the connective muscle, and it helps kind of to give elasticity to movement. And so we have a anterior sling and we have a posterior sling. So they act contralaterally. So when in motion, when you see an animal or any bipedal animal, humans for example, running or using their best, highest ability, you will see that they move the left leg, right. You'll see that they move the left hand, right leg. Right hand, left leg. This provides for more generation of power, and this is also a stable of movement. Now, when you're walking, if your arms aren't swinging, if you're walking like this, you're going to have a problem. There is no counterbalance, there is no contralateral reciprocation, therefore you are out of sync. And being out of sync, you will develop a whole slew of ailments that will show itself through your poor walking ability. So again, we are going to try and use or engage the contralateral ability by walking. Now that's over-exaggerated, but it shows a basis for why your body has to move in the way that it does. If it doesn't move correctly, you can't put all the pieces together. If you can't move contralaterally, who cares what your posture looks like? You're still going to walk poorly. So I'm not here just to fix the flat foot portion by telling you how to walk or position your foot. I'm trying to fix the whole motion, the whole activity of walking by starting from the top and ending with the feet. So you have your posture, you have your contralateral action. Now we're going to talk about how you move and stabilize your feet. Now, along with the contralateral action, you need to engage your foot in order to push off. And how we will do that is through the Windlass Mechanism. Now, the Windlass Mechanism is basically at the extension or the dorsiflexion of your toe, your arch will hike up. It will strengthen and pull your foot together, creating an arch. Now, a lot of people walk flat-footed and they'll land on their heels and basically use their hip flexors to then raise the other foot. Now, by using the windlass mechanism, you don't have to rely as much on your hip flexors or pulling your leg up. Actually, you will move yourself forward or propel yourself forward by basically engaging that windlass mechanism. And what happens through the transition of the dorsiflexion of the toes, you slightly rise and your opposing foot will land on its forefoot biomechanically without you having to think about it. So just watch it right here. Saw that? So there's no more flat foot land on heel, which is damaging overall and which is counterintuitive to what you're doing. You're trying to move forward. So if every time that you move forward, you are putting on the brakes by putting your heel down, that's counterintuitive. You're wasting your time and you're stressing your body and you're inefficient. So again, engage the windlass mechanism. Lifts your foot. You land basically midfoot to forefoot on the ball of your feet. So again, the idea is that conventionally we're used to walking and landing on the heel and also overextending. So what we're going to try and keep from doing is overstriding, and by using the windlass mechanism, you'll find exactly not only where to put your forefoot, but how to put your forefoot. Again, exaggerated, but you understand that once I move forward, my ball of my toe is under my hips. It is below my hips. That concludes this session. Remember, it's your posture, the alignment of your neck and chin, through your spine, through your core, into your legs. And then remember that you engage contralateral movement in order to have an efficient gait, and that you engage your foot in a windlass mechanism. Okay, so you may be asking, what exercises can you use in order to strengthen the ability to walk or receive the coordination? And one of them is calve raises, or single-legged deadlifts. Contralaterally, right arm, left leg, bend over, use the glutes and the hamstring to pull back up. Again, back. And pull back. That will not only improve your balance, but help activate the core muscles needed in order to walk, which are the glutes and the hamstrings. A lot of times we get caught up in the idea that the hip flexors and the quads help us walk, and they're not the prime movers. Another exercise that you can do are calve raises, but not in a pronated way, not how you are usually used to if you have flat feet, but by supinating the feet, entering into the short foot position, of which I've explained in the video Foot Yoga, which I'll link above, but getting into that supinated position and doing calf raises, even off of the curb, as you see here. Now practice this, or be mindful of this at every time that you're walking, and you will see a gradual improvement. You will receive the gift of proper movement, proper gait, and therefore you will help alleviate the flat foot symptoms that you have. Because once you practice this, you will find that a lot of your movement was caused because you weren't engaging the right pieces of the puzzle. And part of that, get out of the cast that you call conventional shoes. 2, walk barefoot as often as possible. And 3, be mindful of what you're doing. You know, in a previous video on flat feet that I have, a gentleman said it can never be fixed. It can only be fixed by having surgery. And the idea is People have posture problems all the time. Are we going to recommend postural surgery for everyone that has poor posture? The idea is just be mindful of where you are in space at all times, and you'll find the deficiencies in your movement and you'll find ways in which to improve them. Thank you for watching. Press thumbs up, like button, subscribe, hit the bell, do it if you'd like. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you're going to use this every day. Thanks for watching.